All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, just wanted to do this video, all right, real quick. Man, as you can see, I titled it the worst decision they'll make is basically when they try, all right, and that day I'm talking about is Esau Edom, all right, and it's when they come after us, all right, to test and try the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and as I'm about to go through here in the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, all right, there's a reason why these elites hesitate so much, you know, in terms of fully coming after us, all right. Now, eventually, the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to where they're going to do it, okay? But right now, it's like when Pharaoh, you know, he's like, okay, I'll let him go. Then he changes his mind. Then he's like, okay, then he changes his mind. All right, and then ultimately, you know, he eventually, you know, let us go, and then he came after us, all right, like a great flood. And what happened? Him and his chariots and his armies got demolished. All right, so Lord willing, it's not going to be a long lesson, just quick and straight to the point. And I'm going to start off with the book of Isaiah 59 and 19. And we'll come back to this after I read the next two precepts. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. All right, and this is ultimately going to happen, okay? But before this happens, this happening is going to be that worst mistake that Esau is going to make, because the second he comes after us and the Lord activates that standard, that's it. All right, that's it. So now we're going to get here. Give me 1 second while I pull this up. All right, this is the book of Judith, chapter 4, and I'll start at verse 5. It says, let's see. All right, it says, and possessed themselves beforehand of the tops of the high mountains, and fortified the villages that were in them, and laid up victuals for the provision of war for their field. No, it's not here. It's Slaki. I think it might be Judith. Yeah, Judith chapter 5, verse 5. All right, and this is going into you basically had a man by the name of a Cure or a Core, all right, which as it says here, he was the son of Ammon. All right, he was basically given the rundown, all right, to this general about Israel, okay? And these elites know this, all right? This is a part of the reason they're so hesitant to come. But when they still come anyway, all right, that's gonna be the worst decision they've done, because them coming after us is provoking the Most High to see if he's actually with us, okay? Now it's like a bittersweet, because they want to find out. They want to test the power, the hand of the Lord. But then again, if they do, their ass is grass. So it says, Judith chapter 5, verse 5, then said Achor, the captain of the sons of Ammon, let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabiteth the hill countries. And there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. This people are descendant of the Chaldeans, and they have sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the lands of Chaldea. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven. All right, because when you go into it, when you have Abraham, for example, being in Ur of the Chaldees, over there they were worshiping all these other gods, having ziggurats and all these different so on and so forth. Now they were educated, all right. They knew math and science, and you know, I forgot the name what they called it, but it was basically knowing how plants work, the different plants, you know, what it is for, you know, so on and so forth. They knew all of those different things, all right. But just like Abraham's father was basically an idol worshiper, All right, he worshiped different gods. Abraham was the one who the Lord chose to take out of that. Okay, and like it says here, we left. All right, I'm gonna read it again. It says here, for they left, verse 8, for they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says the God whom they knew, so they cast them out of the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned, and to go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver and with very much cattle. All right, and that's what the Lord was telling Abraham, because Abraham, when the Lord told Abraham to get up and go, it wasn't just one man. All right, it wasn't just Abraham. Okay, he had a family, he had people, he had servants. All right, he had people that were with him. All right, it says here, it says where they dwelt and increased with gold and silver and very much cattle. All right, which you read about that in it says in the book of Genesis. It says, but when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, while they were nourished and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation. All right. Salakia. Satan is back at it again. All right. So it says so that one could not number their nation, and it was in Egypt that we became a great multitude. Okay, and then eventually it says here, verse 11, therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dwelt subtly with them, and brought them low with laboring in brick, and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. Now this is an Ammonite, all right, basically recalling this story, because it was something that was known. Our history, everybody knew about us. Okay, everybody knew about us, and they knew about our history, and especially the reason they knew about us was because they knew about our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. So it says here, and God dried the Red Sea before them, and brought them to Mount Sinai and Cades Barney, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Esabon. Passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country, and they cast forth before them the Canaanite and the Perizzite and the Jebusite and the Sychemite and all the Girgashites, and they that dwelt in the country many days. Now notice how he's talking, all right, about us and our God, but he's not referring onto the Most High as the God, as the God of everybody. He referred onto it as our God. All right. It says, verse 16, and they cast forth before them, I read that. Verse 17, and whilst they sin not, check this out, and whilst they sin not before their God, all right, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. Okay, so they acknowledged Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, as they call him, the God of the Hebrews. Okay, but he just acknowledged that was the same power that parted the Gulf of Suez for us to go through, that smote Egypt with incurable plagues, and everybody feared. All right, and they knew that he was the true power. But here he even acknowledges that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai only performed these things on our behalf. Okay, and Esau Edom knows that. Now, what he also knows is what I'm about to read. It says here, verse 18, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. All right, so here they already know. They're like, look, man, when the Most High was with them, they were good. But when they went off, when they you know what I'm saying, their God was angry with them, man, it was a sight to behold. All right. It says, verse 19, but now are they returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my lord now pass by, lest their lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. So he was basically warning him. He said, look, man, I know you're trying to come and you taking over all this place, man, but if they're good with their power, man, your best bet is to just move on by, man. Just walk on by. Because if you go there and their power is there with them, he is going to mess your ass up. And Esau knows this. Why do you think he pushes? What? Look, man, why do you think this devil puts pork in shampoo, in lotion, in soap, in everything you could possibly look into? He has pork or some abominable thing in there because he knows. But think about it. Of all the different ingredients, why specifically pork? You know, why do you have places like Red Lobster, you know, SeaWorld, and they promote all the shrimp, bacon, all these things that they know we're not supposed to eat? That's what they push. They push drugs, adultery, murdering your brother. That's what they're pushing the music on our people. Why do you think that is? Because they are trying to make sure that we keep doing things that is going to make us go off. Because once again, like I read, when we're not at one with our power, the Lord, these heathens basically can have their way with us. Esau knows that, and that's why he promotes everything that's gonna basically make Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai be against us. And that's why the scriptures say they accuse us, the accuser of our brethren. All right, they're like, oh, look, they being homosexuals. Look, they being transgenders. Look, they eating this, they doing that. All right, pointing fingers. You know, this is what they doing. This is what they doing. You know, so that the Most High can be angry at us, and that we can continue to stay in the lower state, so they can continue to rule over us. But you see, here's the thing. There's a problem. There's a wrench in their plans, and the wrench is the elect. All right, Ezekiel 37, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, man. There's a wrench, all right, that has been thrown into their plans, and that's the elect waking up, because now we're letting them know, hey, look, the Most High, he ain't dealing with the whole nation. All he needs is for his elect, all right, to be good with him, and that's a wrap. And now Esau's like, oh shit, if we go after these people, it's going to be publicized. It's going to be published. It's going to be public news. And publicity is one thing we can't give them, because that is what's going to cause more people to hear about it. And the elect are amongst those people, and that's going to be a problem. On the other hand, if we don't touch them, they're still going to continue to grow and wake up more and more of these elect members. So Esau is screwed either way. But here's the pride of this devil, all right, as I'm going to go to in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. His dumbass is going to try the hand of the Most High. And that's why I titled the video that when they, their worst decision is when they try the hand of the Most High, when they come after us. And that's why I started with Isaiah 59:19. When they come after us like a flood, they're going to provoke the Most High. All right. And literally, okay, now this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and I'm just going to go straight to the point. Like I said, I want to make it a long video. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse, let's see. There it is. Chapter 2, verse 10. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. So they know who the righteous are. All right. And they deliberately said, let us oppress the poor righteous man. And as we read down, you're going to find out why they're doing this. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait. You see, there's another scripture. Damn, I forgot exactly where it was. It might be, I don't remember exactly where it was, but it goes something along the lines of when Esau Edom was doing all this hell to us, all right, and the Most High wasn't doing anything about it. It says, thou thought that basically like the Most High was like them, you know, that we were all together like the same, that the Most High was with the madness that they were doing, and so that's why he didn't do anything about it. All right, and there's a scripture that goes along, like it sounds like that thou thought that, you know, I was altogether of the same as you, or something like that, you know, but you're wrong. The Most High is not with you. He is not in agreement with you. That's not why he hasn't done anything yet. All right, but everything is set for an appointed time. Okay, so keep going. Yes, yes. Hey, the water, brother, the water. Yahshua the chosen. Psalms 50 and 21. Yep, there it is. It says, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and will set them in order before thine eyes. The water, that's the one. All right. So the Lord kept silence because what? He had already set it up for us to go through this punishment. All right. But Esau's dumbass, it says what? Thou thought that I was altogether such as one as thyself, as if I was with all this, man. It says, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. And that's what you're seeing happening right now. All right. So continuing, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 11. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Okay? But hold up, the Lord is here to defend the meek and the feeble and the lowly. All right. It says, verse 12, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, okay, because he is not for our turn. They understand that we, all right, number one, we're not for their kingdom. We don't support them in any way, shape, or form. So what do? They lie in wait. You ever wondered why it's like everything in this society is tailored to make our lives hell? Okay, it's deliberate. It says, for he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doings, because these devils are vile and wicked, and they envy us. It says the wicked basically watcheth the righteous and seeketh how he may slay him. Okay, because they're jealous of us. They're counterfeits. All right. It says he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgressions of our education. And that's what we do. All right. When we go out there, when we do these videos, that's exactly what we're doing. And these devils are watching. Okay. Verse 13. He professeth to have the knowledge of God. Amos 3 and 7. Okay. The scripture that says we have an unction from the Most High and we know all things. Okay. It says he professeth to have the knowledge of God, which we do. All right, because we are the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. All right, if you call yourself an Israelite, what is that? What does that translate to? Yashar Allah. Yahi Shar Prince Allah power. What is a prince? The prince is the son of a king or a child of God, because Allah means God or power. Okay, so like it says here, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord, because we are children of the Lord. Okay. Verse 14, he was made. Now see, here's the problem. We used to call ourselves black. We used to call ourselves Jamaican, Nigerian, Ghanaian, and Latino, Hispanic, you know, all these, Puerto Rican, Dominican. But now we're calling ourselves Israelites. Okay. So we are what? We are calling ourselves the children of the Lord. Verse 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. So, man, you may think, now, you know, the average civilian, they may look at us like, oh yeah, they're just a bunch of losers. These elites, just the sight of us. And then the problem is, there's camps everywhere, not just in America, but around the world. That's a problem for them. All right. So it says, he is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. All right. And that's been us from generation to generation. Because when you go back to all the different captivities that we've been in, that's been the case for us the whole time. You know, that's been the case for us the whole time. All right. Our laws are different. People used to complain to whoever was in authority. Yo, these people are different. They don't want to keep your laws. They keep their own laws. They're doing this. Haman did the same thing. Those jealous Hamites, all right, who were being ruled by the Assyrians in the Babylonian Empire, they did the same thing. They complained unto Nebuchadnezzar and said, hey, yo, look, this Daniel guy, man, nah, he gotta go. You know, so they devised mischief, and they were on some like, let's make a decree that nobody should pray to their God for 3 weeks or so. You know, and if anybody prays to their God, it's a wrap. You know, they always try to set traps for us, all right, based on the fact that we were different. Okay. So as it says here, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like the other men's. We're not like everybody else. Deuteronomy 7:6. All right. We're a special people unto the Most High above all people. All right. It's like it says, his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. And if you notice, that's the reason why you would have certain of us in different captivities, but we will be put on the high estate. Because even the wisdom and the knowledge and the way we carried ourselves was different. Look at Joseph. Joseph was an Hebrew who became great in the land of the Egyptians. Okay, Daniel, Tobit, you know, all these different people, and they, you know what they used to do? They used to utilize. All right, they used to utilize us. Even Nebuchadnezzar. That's why he took the royalty, right? And Daniel being a part of them, and he told them, yo, feed them right, and then train them and bring them here. You know, I'm gonna test them and see who we can use and so on and so forth. Okay? It says, verse 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. And is that not what we say? That these people are fake Jews and they basically stole our heritage? They are counterfeits. Okay? He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. All right? He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father. So if this ain't talking about us, then I don't know who it's talking about. Okay? And these elites know this, man. Now, with all of this in their minds, what are they going to do? Verse 17, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. So they're gonna say what? They're gonna see if our words be true. They're gonna see if we're really sons of God. They're gonna see. You see, we proclaim and we put the name of the Lord out there. We tell them that when they come after us, the standard is gonna be lifted. You know, the Lord is gonna deliver us. You know, yeah, the Yahweh is coming with the chariots. You know, we're gonna eat during the famine. All these different things. So guess what? They're gonna try it, man. It says, verse 18, for if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. And so that's why that is going to be the worst decision they're going to make. When they come to actually test to see, okay, well, if they really Israelites and they really the children of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, then we gonna do something to them. We're gonna come after them. We're gonna come like a flood. We're going to bring this, we're going to do that, and let's see if the Most High intervenes on their behalf. But that's the thing, though. You might get your answer, but that's the end of your ass, man. That's the end of your kingdom. The second, Isaiah 59:19, the second you come after us, there's going to be a defense. Daniel 12:1. At that time, Michael, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to be here. You're going to get your answer. But that's going to be the end of your kingdom, man. Let me see if there's a little more here. Verse 20. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. All right. For by his own saying, he shall be respected. So that's why they're going to try to kill some of us. Okay. Yeah. Like they did to Yahweh Shai on the cross. Yeah, if you really the son of God, get off that cross. You know. Then they smote him, prophesying to us who hit you. You know. Because they're like, oh well, if he really is who he says he is, then he should be able to back it up. You know, the Most High should be able to. But what did the Lord say? Touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. And we are not going to be backed into a corner anymore. All right. In the past times, they've killed us, they've put us to death, they've ridiculed us, but now is not that time. Now is the time for us to take the victory. All right. It says, verse 21. Such things did they imagine, and were deceived, for their own wickedness hath blinded them. As for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of the righteous, nor discerned a reward for blameless souls. All right. Now, a nice precept to link this up real quick is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 17. For when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. So Esau Edom wants to test the hand of the Lord. They want to test Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They want to see, all right, what the Lord is actually going to do when they come after us. All right, as we just read. All right, and so that leads me right back to what we started with. Slakia. All right, right back where we started with in the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19. I'm going to read it again and we're going to close it out. All right, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. All right, and that standard is going to be the worst experience Esau Edom is ever going to have, man, because you're not going to defeat the Lord's standard. All right, you're not going to, the Lord is undefeated. All right, so once he sets that standard, man, there ain't no way you're not going to reverse it. All right, you're not going to be able to beat it. And you know what the saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. Hell no, you ain't going to be able to join us. All right, so just you come for us, man. And that's why they haven't come just yet. Ultimately, the Lord hasn't given them the green light. But in their minds, they're trying to really make sure that because they know history, man. They know the history. They know what we did. They know how the Lord works with us. Okay? And their wicked priests and witches on the left-hand side are telling them, yo, you got to be careful with these guys, man. All right? Because the second you try to do something, if you make the wrong move, you're done. You're done. And not just you, your whole kingdom is done. And just like the Lord said, he beheld Satan falling down as lightning. And that's how fast this kingdom is crumbling. You already see what happened yesterday. All right. And that's only, look, like we always tell you, it's to set the vibration. Last year, it was the murder of the Iranian general. We knew that wasn't the start of World War III, but it sets the vibration. It sets the tone. Okay. So let's see what happens this time, man. All right. Yep, this is Nathan Yawasab, Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. All right, and this is the part of the standard the Lord is going to lift on our behalf, man. So we got something to look forward to. That's why look, man, we can't be scared when they come, man. It's given. It's normal. Your flesh, you're gonna get nervous, you know. But your spirit is going to kick in, man. And we also excited to see the standard that the Lord is going to lift on our behalf. So, hey, it's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time. But the Lord can flip things just like that. All right? He can flip things just like that. And that's why we always got to stay on our toes in the spirit. It off there, the water for those that tuned in, you know, Lord willing, you were edified. The water for the precepts, you know, that were on the comment boards, you know, hey, it adds to the lesson. You know, we not perfect. You know, we forget certain precepts. We could quote them, but that's why we got, you know, brothers out there to, you know, put them on here. All right. So, hey, the water for contributing to the lesson. Lord willing, you were all edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.